got you for 10 goals in the second period in the 3 games. And we saw again today the big spurt from them in the second half. What do they do in those spurts to just take control on?
Yeah, I guess you'd have to ask them what they do as far as changing their game. But and I don't mean to be sarcastic about it. I think I don't know if you can connect it. Today we just the entirety of the game we just couldn't get the emotional energy. It was low. I give our guys some credit for trying to find it and fight, and but we just didn't have that jump, that zip that we've had, and we know we have when we're fresh. We just didn't look fresh. We didn't feel fresh. I speak a lot. The indicators for us as coaches are you can hear. There was very little chatter on the bench today, and you know when your guys aren't talking. They're lacking that energy, that emotional. So, an odd game. I don't know. Things go through your mind time of day, and it's off a different routine. And obviously, a great hockey team you play over there that was kind of in a groove from yesterday afternoon. So all of those factors I think factor in. But we definitely, we're fighting to find some emotional energy today.
So given that, it could have turned out like the last time they were here. I mean, you at least have a takeaway that you summoned some back in the third period?
You know what, if it wasn't for the 2 penalties late, the game could have got tied up and been really interesting. I mean, I just looked and we had, I think the chances before the penalties down that stretch, I think their video guys just told me it was 8-2. Going into that stretch before at the 3-minute mark. So we definitely were able to swing momentum. A credit to the guys on the power play, the guys that, to dig in and fight. And I think the leadership of the Okposo and Gergensen were outstanding, and that line Eakin. They as experienced guys, they know how to get something out of it, even though they were drained emotionally. They just pushed. I think Gergensen finished a check that, okay, I may not feel my game, but I can finish this hit and finish it hard. And they just kind of got the rest of the group going and pushed. And I thought real credit to them. Our group of D, we were hesitant, all of us, which is very uncharacteristic of, the 6 guys that were in there tonight on D. And so again, we were fighting ourselves more than anything they did. Although, I don't discredit they're a great hockey team. They've proven that. But it was a lot more what we didn't do. I don't think they forced us into anything. We just didn't have our game.
From your perspective, Don, Kyle and Jeff have obviously been consistent sources of offense for you guys. Since you've taken over as coach, what's made the difference for those two in particular?
Skinner and Okposo we're talking about. Their daily routine, their habits, their work ethic, they're dialed in. I mean, they're very committed to their game, and they walk in this building every day with a sense of obligation. I mean, I see that as a coach. They're professional. I mean, they are professionals, and as a coach, we saw that as a coaching staff, and you do whatever you can to help those guys. I mean, whatever you can, because they're going to work every day with a great sense of objective.
John, was there just no doubt in your mind that you were going to challenge that play?
Yeah, there was no doubt. There was no doubt. I wanted to get the players' thoughts as they came to the bench, but that was an easy one to challenge.
Kyle's knocking on the door of 20 goals again. It's going to be 34. How in your opinion, is that remarkable to be able to pull off another career comeback?
It's elite. It is elite in the sense of, as players age and, in life, but in this we're talking about a National Hockey League player, they have to keep reinventing themselves. They have to keep, believe it or not, just like a young guy has to keep getting better, the older guy in this league, if he doesn't find ways to tweak his game and become better, they're obsolete sooner than later. And Kyle comes to the rink every day trying to find ways to add to his game and adjust his game. And I mean, he's not a hard guy. Anybody, you bring Kyle Okposo and say, you're coming tonight, just watch this guy's work ethic. You could bring your neighbor that doesn't know anything about hockey, and he's going to see that compete and that work ethic out of Kyle. And that's the drive. I mean, he's as passionate about the sport of hockey as he was when he was 17 years old, and that drive pushes him through.
Don, with two coming up against Carolina after this game and after things have been going really well for this team, Kyle just told us he doesn't need to worry about motivating the younger players on this team at this point. Are you feeling the same way and seeing the same thing?
Yeah, and I notice you're wearing Carolina red. Now, you asked that question and you're wearing Carolina red.
Don, I didn't mean
so that's okay. Yeah, I didn't say anything to the guys after the game. I said in between the second and third period, I in essence, my message was, I'm glad, and I hope you're glad we have a third period here. That's the bonus, that the game didn't end after that second period. And it's sort of the same feeling right now. I didn't have to go in that locker room after the game. I didn't feel any need to. I think this group has shown me they have a level of care. They look in the mirror quicker than I can ask them to. So they'll evaluate their game, and that's what we want. We want players that have that, leadership, self-awareness, and I do believe these guys will be ready to go, and it's obviously not going to be an easy task with Carolina.
Thanks, John.
Yep.